of you have ever been broken up with? Okay, all right. Now, show of hands, how many of you have ever been broken up with by your therapist? No? I'm here today to talk to you about something that might make you uncomfortable. A topic that almost everyone has an opinion about, and yet no one really knows about. The thing you promised yourself you'd start years ago, therapy. Or rather, your therapy journey. Before we dive into my story, I want to give a little disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am a comedian, which is also a leading cause as to why I'm in therapy. 11 years ago, when I started my therapy journey, I had no idea what it was going to look like. Movies and TV might lead us to think therapy is either an impending tear-filled breakthrough or some kind of chess match between two people trying to hide their deeper intentions. This makes for great entertainment, but it doesn't illustrate what a therapy journey fully entails. Before starting therapy, I thought I'd go in, I'd talk about my anxiety. A Robin Williams-like person would tell me it wasn't my fault. We'd have an excellent cry, and I would feel better. What I found was therapy is actually a lot like dating. My first one wasn't the one, and I dated around for a couple of years. They all helped me through different variations of understanding myself, but no matter what, my looping anxiety was never fully relieved. After a brief hiatus, because therapy ain't cheap, I sought out my 5th therapist to see if I could get to the bottom of what was going on. A few months into seeing my new therapist, I found myself in the lowest mental health state I had ever been in. Little did I know, my new therapist was leading me through a type of therapy that would be nothing short of damaging to my mental health. Despite upping my sessions each week, I was regressing to the point of being unrecognizable to myself. One evening, my looping anxiety had gotten so bad that I was thrown into a panic attack. For the first time ever, I decided to use the call whenever perk of therapy. The conversation that transpired is one that I will never forget. My therapist said, "Do you and your partner have a plan for this evening? Just in case." "What do you mean?" I said. She continued, "Well, sometimes people reach the end of their rope. It can happen. And I want to make sure that you have a plan in place for this evening, just in case you try to kill yourself. And I think you should look into other therapy options." I wasn't suicidal, but now I wondered if I was. After getting off the phone, I sat on my couch in complete shock. And then the thought hit me. Kenzie, you were so anxious. You just got broken up with by the one person you were paying to listen to you. You are such a mess. She doesn't even want your money anymore. I thought my therapy journey was pretty much over. Anxiety was my new identity, and rock bottom was my new home. After months of living like this, I decided to throw caution to the wind and seek out another new therapist because my mentality was, well, I can't feel any worse. So I might as well see just how incurable my anxiety is. I once again walked into a new therapist's office, sat down on the couch across from her, fully expecting to be told this was the worst she had ever seen. And instead, I was met with the warmest smile and a sentence that would change my life forever. "You're not crazy. You just have OCD." Suddenly, my life started to make a lot more sense. Turns out OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, comes in many flavors. It's not just the obsessive cleaners we see in mainstream media. In fact, this is a pretty harmful stereotype. My flavor of OCD presents itself in the form of looping thoughts and ruminating, depression stemming from looping thoughts and ruminating, anxiety stemming from looping thoughts and ruminating. You get the picture. Over the next 4 months, I went from rock bottom to the top of the heap. I not only began to feel like myself again, but also hopeful in my ability to finally control my anxiety. In fact, on my last day, my therapist gifted me this notebook that reads, "You are a mighty force." Getting this diagnosis has changed my life in ways that I am still discovering, and it all happened right when I wanted to give up on therapy. Then, in 2021, I did something nobody had ever done before. I started a podcast. The point of this podcast is to prove that mental illness is not funny, but living with one sure can be. Over the course of a year, I got to talk to people from all across the country and have them tell me their therapy journeys, the ups, the downs, and the funny. Out of curiosity, I sent out an informal poll asking every single one of my guests the same question. Do you think your therapy journey was linear? And surprisingly, their answers were no. Everybody said no. Mental health recovery is not linear. It's not going to look like a movie, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you should give up. The thing that kept me going, even in the darkest of places during my recovery, was really for the same reason I started therapy in the first place. I didn't want to feel bad anymore. No matter where you are on your therapy journey, or even if you haven't started yet, you deserve not to feel bad anymore, no matter what it takes, even if your family doesn't approve. Even if you have to save up to afford it, even if your therapist breaks up with you, you deserve not to feel bad anymore. I am a mighty force. You are a mighty force too. You'll feel better soon.